Also, likely 2024 presidential hopeful Ron DeSantis sat down with Piers Morgan. We talked about this a little bit yesterday. They were kind of leaking some of the things that were said. And so it was on Fox Nation last night where he was asked, what's the biggest difference between himself, Ron DeSantis, and Donald Trump?
People have been quite kind of scathing. They've said you're house-trained Donald, you're Diet Coke to his full Coke, right? You've heard all this stuff. What are the differences between you? Well, I know him very well. Having now spent time with you, I could immediately identify a few differences. But what do you think are the differences?
Well, I mean, I think there's a few things. I mean, obviously, the approach to COVID was different. I mean, I would have fired somebody like Fauci. I think that he got way too big for his britches, and I think he did a lot of damage. I also think just in terms of my approach to leadership, I get personnel in the government who have the agenda of the people and share our agenda. If you bring your own agenda in, you're gone. We're just not going to have that. So the way we run the government, I think, is no daily drama, focus on the big picture, and put points on the board. And I think that that's something that's very important.
I think the difference is bigger than that. I could come up with a few other differences.
Oh, yeah? Mm-hmm. It's the hair, right? It's the hair.
It's the hair. Well, partly the hair. Okay. Yeah. One does a really weird comb over, the other does not.
Okay.
But that's the only other difference. Well, there's a few others. We just won't get into them right now.
Okay.
Does DeSantis have any thoughts on the nicknames Trump has given him?
Ooh.
Which is your favourite nickname that Trump's given you so far? Is it Ron DeSanctimonious or Meatball Ron?
Well, I can't.
I think even he went off Meatball Ron.
I can't. I don't know how to spell DeSanctimonious. I don't really know what it means, but I kind of like it's long. It's got a lot of vowels. I mean, so we go with that. That's fine. You can call me whatever you want. I mean, just as long as you also call me a winner, because that's what we've been able to do in Florida is put a lot of points on the board and really take the state to the next level.
Call me a winner.
That's how he needs to play it, though.
Yeah.
That's how he needs to play it. Just let it roll off your back and don't worry about the nicknames and the attacks from the other side. Just let it go. Just let it go. I think that's the best move he could make right now. Because if he goes back at him, I think he loses. DeSantis also shared some thoughts on Russian leader Vladimir Putin.
What's your view of Putin?
Look, I think he's got grand ambitions. I think he's hostile to the United States. But I think the thing that we've seen is he doesn't have the conventional capability to realize his ambitions. And he's basically a gas station with a bunch of nuclear weapons. And so for us, one of the things we could be doing better is utilizing our own energy resources in the United States. We could be permitting natural gas pipelines from Marcellus, doing a lot in Alaska. That's where he gets all his power, and obviously he's influenced Europe by having so much energy. So the way to hit Putin is to hit him with energy. But I do think you look back, all the defense analysts and me in the past, we overestimated his conventional capability. This has been a huge blunder for him, huge costs, and we'll see what ends up happening with his longevity and power. But this has been a loss for them.
There is a move now to hold him accountable for war crimes, bombing maternity hospitals, and genocidal activity in parts of Ukraine, wiping out whole cities, Mariupol and others. Would you support that?
I mean, I think he is a war criminal. This ICC, we have not done that in the United States because we're concerned about our soldiers or people being brought under it. But I do think that he should be held accountable.
Okay. Well, sure sounds like he's going to run for president, doesn't it?
Yeah. And it also sounds like after this 3-day meeting between Putin and Xi, there is a new world order setting up. And I don't like it. But, what is it? Power abhors a vacuum, or what is it?
Yeah, and they're stepping right into it.
They are absolutely doing that. And China came to town saying, hey, we got a peace plan for Ukraine and Russia. So 5 minutes after Xi left, Russia launched a bunch of missiles into Ukraine, into apartment buildings, and killing many people. And it's not going to get better anytime soon over there.
Speaking of which, the World Bank just released a report yesterday that puts the cost of Ukraine's recovery and rebuilding. Okay, this is now. So the war's not over yet. So right now they put the number at $411 billion. $411 billion to rebuild Ukraine over the next decade. The cost of cleaning up the war rubble alone is $5 billion, they say. So at least 9,655 civilians have been confirmed dead in Ukraine, including 461 children, nearly 2 million homes damaged, more than 1 out of 5 public health institutions damaged, 650 ambulances damaged or looted. In all, the World Bank calculated $135 billion in direct damage to buildings and infrastructure so far, not counting broader economic damage. I mean, they've lost 29% off their GDP. It's a mess. And who's gonna incur the brunt of that cost to rebuild Ukraine? Is it going to be Germany? Is it going to be the UK? Do you think France will pony up $411 billion? You know it's going to fall to us. And we'll accept that responsibility. Yeah, we got to rebuild Ukraine, right? I mean...
And we will just print and
just
print
keep doing
and
it.
print.
Yep.
Devalue our own dollar for the sake of rebuilding there. Yeah.
Yep.
It's fun.
And they're going to have no responsibility in rebuilding their own country. Or very little, I'm guessing. It's going to fall to us. So Russia and China looking out to take over the world, but our U.S. military is in good hands, right?
Good. That's good. I didn't think so, but now I'm encouraged by that lead-in.
Well, here's a Washington Free Beacon story. Rather than diminish military readiness, woke policies such as gender pronoun training help soldiers. See, you didn't count on that, did you, Keith? You were thinking woke policies were weakening our military, but no.
I'm narrow-minded.
They're strengthening it because the soldiers feel included.
Thank goodness.
And when you feel included, well, you can fight
and take on the world
like an animal.
Yeah.
Like an animal.
Just got to include me.
Like a Bengal tiger, you can fight.
Wow.
When people join our military, they want to look around and see somebody who looks like them.
That's the key.
That's the key.
I got to find somebody.
And you know that's the first thing, right? That's the first thing. You're looking around thinking, who looks like me? There's a guy over there.
I just want to know if you can take out the enemy before he takes out us. But no, I guess I'm old school.
Brown with Marine Corps Commandant General David Berger dismissed concerns about woke policies in the military, praising the building of cohesive teams of service members. No matter their background, Berger said, he's seen zero evidence that such policies have reduced Marine focus.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah. What nonsense. This can't help but weaken the military. The official's comments come as House Republicans push to cut Pentagon spending on so-called diversity and inclusion training.
Oh, thank goodness.
Finally, including an Army program designed to train soldiers on using proper gender pronouns.
The time we spend on this crap when we could be learning how to defend ourselves.
One Navy video, and I think we played this.
I think this is different. I think it's a different one.
It's a new one?
I think this is a different one.
We got to find it then.
Yeah, what does it say again?
It shows how to create a safe space and use pronouns.
Maybe it is. I don't know.
We should look because it might be worth playing again if it's one we've played. Republican Senator Roger Wicker from Mississippi said the Biden administration is shaping the Department of Defense into an institution that's spearheading toxic social policies instead of restoring military strength. You know that's what's happening. Other Republican members said the only military spending they support cutting is wokeness.
Good.
On the House Armed Services Committee, we're laser focused on the threats we face and the capabilities we need to defeat them. According to committee chairman Mike Rogers from Alabama, he said Republicans are examining programs to decide if they help achieve that goal. If not, those programs will be out. Thank heaven we took over the House at least.
Mm-hmm.
The military is struggling with hitting recruitment numbers. The Army missed its goal by 15,000 people last year. It's nothing to worry about. Don't worry about that.